Hello everybody and welcome back. Welcome back to my video channel. Today, here again with Spintires. And as you can see, or maybe you cannot see, but I am playing a multiplayer game here. This is, by the way, pre-recorded. I am not playing it as I am speaking this. This is recorded afterwards, obviously. So you can see here me preparing. I am actually gearing up because we have an objective. And I say we because we're playing four guys. We're playing at the same time, obviously, multiplayer. Here we see three of the four guys. I don't know what the other guy is, but who cares? So here I'm gearing up, and here I take the long hauler thing, the long trailer for carrying large amounts of wood. Yes, carrying wood. So, yes, and I think this is the part where we start to move. This is the part where we start to move towards the first stop, basically. There are lumber yards scattered all over the, well, not all over, but there are lumber yards scattered over the map. So hopefully at some point I would have clicked open the map, and maybe we at some point get to see a short glance of the map and its current status of when I was playing. So yes, here we can see ourselves starting the trip. We started moving the column. What's it called? It's not called a column. A convoy. Yes. So yes, as we can see, this is me with this other guy driving through the. Well, these are roads, I guess. These are pretty stable and easy to drive on roads. And yes, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. We're going to the lumber yard. Yes. Someone in the game said, "Hey, take the longest trailer since this is the hardest one, and I can teach you how," or something like that. I don't know how it evolved actually, but yes, that's the point. That was the idea. We were determined to go to the lumber station, not lumber station, lumber yard, and load up on lumber and bring those lumber to to the objective. So you basically go to the lumber yard, and then you have to take them to the predetermined objective. And I think we're coming up to the first lumber yard. Yes, indeed. There we can also see it says lumber, indicating that the lumber can be picked up there. All right, did you follow all that? Excellent. So yes, I'm having here difficulty getting up because it's quite a bitch to drive sometimes, and especially if you have the differential lock, I find it difficult to turn, or I find it easier to turn quicker, to make sharper turns without the differential lock. That's my thing. So yes, let me see. Let me just. This is watching Machete doing the thing. He opens his thing. He positions himself correctly. There's an indicator telling you where you have to be approximately. It's kind of a bitch, but it does indeed work. Let's see. It happens at some point. Come on. Come on, shabams. There it is. And pretty impressive load, isn't it? And I'm not sure what happens here. Is this guy gonna be able to turn around? I think he is. And I think I am later on not able to turn around. But let's see what happens. So yeah, here you see me playing with my thing, with the cart that I have attached to my back, which I'm having quite a bit of a little bit of a trouble thing. I'm having a bit of trouble with it. But that's because I was using the controller and I wasn't being too precise and blah blah blah. There we see the other guy who loaded up his truck successfully. He actually made the turn. He made the turn successfully and he is waiting on me. So I say, hey, load the thing, but it doesn't let me because I am not positioned correctly, which I try to correct with these movements. So let's try again, but it won't let me. and I think it will be actually quite some time until it does so, because I don't get it right away. This is, by the way, my first time loading the biggest log, the longest log trailer. Yes, I think that is what I wanted to say. This is not working yet. The arrow is, I'm not sure what the fuck is trying to tell me. If it's like I'm an inch in front of it or not. The arrow tells me where my truck has to be or the thing. But nobody answers, so I try again and I'll skip forward. Oh, so after quite a few tries, I actually managed to position myself correctly. Machete there seems to be giving me help instructions, and at some point the little menu thingy there says load up. I click it and shabams. There it goes. So I actually managed to load it up, but now I do my first mistake right away. I try to back up with this bastard of a thing. I crash upon a tree right there in the back, boonk, and yes, thanks for your patience. They actually waited on me for like quite some time, so that was kind of nice. And this is what you get in this game. You actually get patient people who actually take their time to tell you stuff, explain stuff, help you out of the mud, and it's kind of, it's much better than being killed and murderized and headshotted all the time. And I just fucking killed you, man. I just fucking stabbed you in your fucking heart, you fucking asshole. I don't know. It's not my world. Okay, so I prefer much more patience and knowledge. They just told me how to do this. Oh, and I fuck up by driving away here. I actually stumble. The trailer in the back, if I turn the camera here, there, right there. Can you see it? There's like a little tiny freaking log stump that is not letting me. It's not letting me. Yes, as you can see, it's not letting me leave. So that is quite annoying. It is not long until my fellow players realize I'm having trouble and immediately offer to help. And I must say, successfully too. So here we can see this player came to me, he sends me a winch suggestion or invitation, and I accept, and he starts pulling me like a dick. Oh, that sounded terrible. He starts pulling me with force, or whatever. It's my behind. Yes, I try to inform them that the butt of the thing is stuck to the thing on the ground, thus impeding me to further on move. And then the player who is already helping me does a bold move. I think he just Herculeses his way. Here I try to back up, but the angle is so fucked that it doesn't help. So what he does a Hercules move. He rams everything in his path and rams my butt to the side. Oh, I think he got stuck for a second there, and he also has one of those things. Come on, move. Then he moves, and then he does BAMs. He did a tiny little thing, and then I start accelerating. Oh, it's not gone yet. And at some point, yes! Hell yes! Thanks a lot. Yes. Sweet! Thanks. That was so helpful. Oh, so goddamn helpful. And here we are. Machete. Does it say machete? It says machete. He is already loaded up. And there are two other players here that are not loaded up. And I think this is the point where actually we park and we wait for them. Yes, indeed, with no hurry or rush whatsoever. We just wait while the sun goes down. So at some point it is the middle of the night, and yes, the other two have not shown up yet. So we decide to move forward. As time is money, money is time, money is time, money is time. And yes, so we started to move on the road again. I can't wait to be on the road again. Seeing places I have never been. And towing tree trunks all around the place. So after we drove a long way through the night, someone started to catch up with us, and thus we waited again. We waited again, and here he came, and here you can see he took the wrong turn, and there we tell him. We actually tell him, or he told him, and then he has to now back up, and that's a bitch of a turn. Oh man, that's a bitch of a turn, especially with a long trailer attached. It's a bitch of a turn, believe me that. And yes, here he now has to manually back up, which is such a bitch considering where he's stuck at. And a look here reveals that the other guy is at the other lumber thing, obviously loading up, so he will be catching up to us soon enough. And after a while, looks like the first guy gets around and he actually makes it. The other guy looks like he is ready and loaded and is now beginning his journey to join us again. There's the suggestion to wait for the guy who just left the lumberyard, and we all agree. And what do? We wait once more. Yep, here a few minutes later we can see that the convoy has moved on a little bit. As we can see here, it is daytime. The sun has come out in the meantime, and the fourth player has also now caught up with us, very much so. Here we can see it again. Brief moment. And yes, and here we are now trying to. There's a river up ahead. That is the new task we have at hand. But I don't even think we have to go through the river. I do not believe. Oh yes, it does go through the river. We cross the river. Adventure! Adventure is out there. Right, so here I do a little bit of a track. I always like to turn off my differential lock every now and then while I'm doing those turns. So let's watch Machete go over. No, turn the camera. Don't turn the camera while he's doing the thing. Okay, so there's Machete showing everybody how it's done. There we can also see the other two players. Jimmo is right behind me, and the other guy is merely a few hundred meters away. There he goes, the first part done like a pro, absolutely no problems getting over this little piece of water, trench of water, whatever you want to call it. And here I go. I turned off my differential lock, I turned it back on. I always like to play with that. And shabams, I crash, I hit myself, I hurt myself, I damage my truck, but not enough to do any harm. So I just keep going, and I try to show it from all angles, but the camera is a bitch in this game. The camera is really not easy and to control. And yes, this is the second part. Shabams, I try to be a little bit more gentle, thus not taking any damage. And there, that's the crossing. And if we take a look back, I said, if we take a look back, nope, he's not going to turn the camera. There we go. If we take a look back, oh no, he's not visible yet. Is he visible? He should be visible. He should be popping up in the horizon somewhere, but obviously I'm not interested. I'm more interested in moving forward. I have to turn on the differential lock because I'm not moving forward. There we go. Perfect. And yes, we are good to go. We crossed the river. We crossed a little stream. That's not even a river. It's a stream. There's a level called the river. Now that's a river. But never mind. Yes, let's take a look back. And there's the other guy successfully getting to the point of crossing the river. Right? And at some point here, close nearby, the other guy should be joining us very, very shortly. Very soon. Very shortly. So yes, a few minutes later, we find ourselves close together. The whole entire convoy is together, finally. And now we are reaching a road. A decent, actually human-built road with no mud and no shit. This is actually concrete on the floor. This is actually drivable asphalt. Alright, here we go. Hell yeah. Waiting on the other guys. A look into the map will reveal where everybody is. Technically, because we are deep in one of the cloaking circles, so we can't see shit. So yeah, here we go. The first dude crosses the bridge. It's amazing how that bridge can take this load. It's really, really cool. See, come on, give me a better angle. Give me a better angle. Yeah. Me a baby, king of the road. And yes, people, after a long, very, very hard drive, we actually made it. Here we see Machete already parked at the objective, and I follow closely behind. And as soon as I get there, it says unload, and it gives 6 points of unlockness with this particular trailer, which is huge. So we actually, in the end, have 6 points each for every objective, and every objective only needs 8. So for this objective, we got 12, which is way too much. And that is actually it. Click the button, there it is. It just disappears like that. Then I can lift the cart thing back up again, squeaky, and that's it. That was taking long logs from point A to point B in a shitload of time. This game, I think, actually the recording was more than an hour, so I actually had to, of course, delete lots of footage. But this is it, people. This was episode 2, basically. This was, game footage of this game instead of the first episode, which was basically an introduction of what this game is. But here you saw what this game is capable of in multiplayer, for example. And yes, that's it. That's everything there is to say. Like this channel, like this video if you like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Check out my playlist. I've got lots of stuff. Indie games, non-indie game, tutorials, Oculus Rift videos, anything. And you can win video games on my channel. Yes, you can win indie games like Prison Architect and Hammerwatch. You can win non-indie games like Portal 2 and, say, Just Cause 2. And you can win one of 2 so far Star Citizen spaceships. One is the Aurora LN with lifetime insurance, and the other one is a freelancer with not lifetime insurance, but nonetheless alpha and beta access and starting credits and the whole shebang. So if you are interested, stay tuned, stay on this channel. I do videos in 3 languages. If English is not your first language, do check out my channel. I have English and German to offer for you. And yes, with that said, people, until next time.